Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, sim fans, race fans, RC fans, Racing 393 here again. Video's a little bit thin on the ground at the moment, busy with work, plus if it's RC videos then I've been busy when it's sunny and not busy when it's raining, so what we've decided to do in the short term is to return to, as you can see here, my sim rig. Now I'm on a handheld camera. It's not my phone this time, it's a handheld camera, so I apologise for anything that's not quite right. So let me quickly go over on what I've done so far. So I built the GT Omega Prime rig, so hopefully you can see this. So you can see there sort of the profile. It had already been built, completed it, but I bought another one of these posts. I'm hoping there's enough light on the camera here because I can see it quite clear, but I'm not sure you can. But the profile on this side, this is an additional extra. I only added that on so it looks like a little bit of a cockpit. If I'm honest with you, the other side has one. It's slightly higher, which you can probably see across there, and that holds the handbrake and the handbrake, button box, and the shifter. So I decided, I bought another one in case I needed it, and I added it on the left. So that adds a little bit more sort of cockpit feel, if you like. On this side, I've got a makeshift keyboard tray, and it's literally just cable tied to the main post of the rig, and at the bottom I have actually screwed it in. Again, I'm hoping you can see that because the light on the camera at the moment it's looking pretty poor, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, so that's just a makeshift cheap. It's what I had anyway. It's what I was using. It came on a tray. Like another mount with like 4 wheels on it, so it's sat by the side of my rig usually. I usually always stub my toes on the wheels, so I got rid of that and I've sort of fixed it and it's quite, it's not going to move anywhere, and it swivels as well, so it's handy. It's not ideal, but it's handy, better than not having it at all. What else? So yeah, I've completed. I'm going to sort of sit in my rig. Those of you that sort of have seen the last video, I've got an Amazon Fire. I never know what that's called. It's like a little iPad, but made by Amazon. But that uses a SIM hub, as I said before. Working across here, you've got sort of a button box, which I've now labelled. I'm not sure you can see the labels, mind you, but they are labelled. I've done some of my own labelling and used some of the ones that came with sort of the new button box, which I'll show you in a minute. I've also put some labels down there. So I've again done some myself and used some sort of pre-printed stickers. Moving along, I've done the wheel. On this wheel anyway, this is the GT wheel by Fanatec, which is the one I use the most at the moment. So I've done some of my own sort of colour-coded buttons on there. The Fanatec buttons are never on the hub, universal hub. So because I use this on Xbox as well, the buttons are not normally the strongest part on Fanatec wheels. And then moving along, I've got here a new button box made by Apex Sim Racing Products, I think, from America, and it's got like a little start button box here, which you put that on and it illuminates, so you can sort of push the appropriate button to start the car if the sim supports it. Again, I put a combination of printed button box stickers and a couple of my own. Does feel quite nice, this one. It's kind of a quite a nice feel to the buttons. We've got some rotary encoders here which are good, so that's all worked out quite nicely. And then I've got, I think I showed you this, but that's my butt kicker control, which is on the back there of the wheel mount. So that's kind of the main update that I've done. I'm going to show you another part of the rig now which wasn't on there last time we did this. It just sort of keeps everything compact, and we're just going to sort of spin around and have a look at that. So around the rear of the rig, now on top there you've got like I think you saw this is the shelf which held the sound box speaker, and then what I did below this, I'll come down to here, I'll put an extra shelf on. I'm going to try and get some more light into here if I can. So I'll put an extra shelf in, and on the shelf, as you can see, I've got my PlayStation 4. I haven't upgraded that yet, and an Xbox One, and it's not a Series X, just Xbox One X. Again, I've not upgraded that yet, but that's all integrated. Now it does look a bit of a mishmash there if I show you the wiring, but in fact it is in pretty good order. It's easy to take off, and if necessary, upgrade. You know, if I'm just going to put another console in there, for example, I'll upgrade the consoles. Interestingly, I don't know the exact terminology here, but the way it works, usually through speakers which are headphones plugged into the controller or I think the back of the box. But I had a problem trying to get this to run through my headphones I had, so I had to buy an audio extractor. PlayStation comes through the soundbar. The Xbox runs through Xbox headphones, which are sort of Bluetoothed to the Xbox. The Xbox can also run the DIN, can run the soundbar. I've only got to unplug. You can see there above that HDMI lead there's a DIN port. I've just clipped it in along the sort of the back edge, so I can unclip it and it can clip into the back of the Xbox there. So it's all very fully integrated, and that there's an external hard drive which I use for the Xbox because there's not enough storage on there. Down here, you'll have to excuse the WD-40 at the moment, but I've got I think I did show you this, an extra shelf, which is the soundbar subwoofer. That's currently mounted on it. I haven't done the cabling behind here yet. I've got to work on that. It looks bad, but believe it or not, it's not actually nowhere near as bad as it could be. It's got a bit of tidy upping to do. And for part 3 of the video, if you've lasted this long to watch this much, I've got an extra component to put down there, which I'm going to leave at the moment. I won't tell you what it is, but it will go down there. I might need to put an extra shelf on there. I've got a bit of wood there, so I can mount that onto the other side just to add a bit more flat surface area. And that's another component added onto my gaming rig, if you like, to fit down here. But that'll be in part 3. Should you be interested in that one. What else? That's basically it, really. The only other thing I have to do, which I haven't done yet, is mount the camera. So like if I do any sim racing content, usually I have the camera facing me, but I haven't actually put that on yet. That's about it. So it's all fairly neat and tidy. Hope it comes across like that on the camera. It does look, sometimes when you're just looking across on the back of it, it looks like a complete mess, but I can assure you that it's about as neat as I'm going to get it. I've tried to keep the wires all tucked away and sort of into the extrusion. Oh, the only thing I haven't put on here is my VR, so that will go up the top here, and I'll have some sort of, because I've got the old type of VR, and I don't intend to buy the new one, not yet anyway. They have quite long wires running down from the sensors, so a solution will have to be made for them, because that would be quite the last thing to put on here, to be honest. I do want to tidy up the back of the computer, just so that everything's where it needs to be. The only wire around the back there that won't be sort of tidied away, as it were, will be the steering wheel USB, which goes into the back, because that can be unplugged and put into either console to do any sort of console driving games. The Fanatec setup that I have, which you can probably just about make out that it's through there. The reason I sort of stayed with the Fanatec and plugged everything into the Fanatec, the DD1 wheel, is so that it was all compatible with the consoles. So that's why I've sort of stuck with that. Now I just want to update here before I go. Hopefully you can see that. I did have a problem with the pedals. I had to swap the clutch pedal over, which is that one in the corner there, with the throttle, because the throttle, it broke. The sensor mount broke, so it stopped working. So I swapped the pedals over. I've sort of temporarily fixed it for now, so it still works as a clutch, and it's actually okay. I mean, I should have done that to start with, but I've ordered another sensor and also another set of pedals. So another set of CSL Elite pedals. Don't need the brake mod, load cell brake. Just so I've got a few spares and I can sort of swap that one over. Just how it is. I mean, it was only like £80, I think, for the set, so fairly standard. In my opinion, not a lot of money. Just got to wait for it to get here from Fanatec. But all working, all good. That's it. So anyway, hopefully you can see all that, because I'm not sure the light in this room's great on a crappy sort of 20 watt bulb. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.